Welcome in, everybody, again to another episode of Wednesdays at the Wink. I'm TJ Downing with the SMG Network. Always here rocking on campus with the Walsh Cavaliers. Everything Walsh Cavalier athletics happens right here on Wednesdays at the Wink. Stop in to the Winking Lizard right here at Washington Square, right across the street from campus. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of great things going on campus right now as we're kind of starting to get into that cold weather. And thankfully, it kind of feels like football weather, right, Coach?
Finally.
Got Coach Fank with me. Got Stephen Gilbert. Gillan, Tusky Valley, playing tight end now. Not really offensive line, but we'll call it offensive line. Got a big catch on Saturday. Big victory, 24-10 over here at Larry Stout Field. Really good stuff. We're going to dig into that. I love the situation. Third down, getting it done, helping your team, making it a first ever victory against the Ashland Eagles. So, Coach, dive into it, man. For those that weren't there on Saturday, special feeling. You and I already know the special feeling that you have when you have your own stadium right here at Larry Stout Field. We used to talk about, man, there's nothing worse than playing a home game and having to get on a bus.
Right.
You got that here now. You have that atmosphere, and you're able to take down somebody that you hadn't taken down before. Very, very, very good, solid opponent. We know what the Ashland Eagles are all about. Well coached, a lot of talented players. But you guys got it done, man. Talk about a 24-10 breakdown victory over there at Larry Stout Field.
Well, I was really happy. We challenge our offense to come out fast and finish strong and do some things like that. And we challenge our defense to, hold them as much as we can, make them punt. And when we went 3 and out in the first drive, but held them. We got the ball back and took it down and scored first, and that was big for us. I felt like it was kind of a relief on the sidelines a little bit, that we were up 7-0, then we go. They battled back to eventually getting to, we got a 10-7 half where we kicked another field goal and felt like we should have almost got in there as well. When we got to halftime, I really challenged the team. I said, hey, defense, if we can come up with 2 turnovers, and offense, if we can get to 24 points, we got a great shot. We got a great shot because of the way we were playing and what we were doing. And the kids really responded to that, came out and got our 2 scores. We had to, I wouldn't say throw a trick play at them, but we had an out and up or a double move type of thing and got the first score with Garrett Waite. And that was, a big relief. Our defense kept battling. They drove back down, and we had a huge turnover inside the 10-yard line that our defense got, and that was big. Rocco Iosino knocked the ball out, and Robbie Page jumped on it, and that was huge. And then we were able to kind of push ourselves off the goal line a little bit. We ran a RPO slant route, and Trey Martin made a huge play and went with it and gives a 2-score lead, and defense held on from there.
Did Trey get a chance to talk about that all after the game? Hey, man, it's got to be great to do it to your former team, right?
Oh, yeah.
What a talented athlete he is. A talented athlete right here, no longer doing the O-line, the tight end, out on a reception, big reception for your team. You work with those guys every day. Trey, we'll call it the skill guys. You're a skill guy now. It's a big responsibility. You always want to be there for your quarterback, right? Just like the offensive lineman want to be there to give the protection, give you time so that you can make things happen. When you get to line up next to your guys, your offensive line, you guys are in a different territory in the fourth quarter, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love how you guys finished. 14 points in the fourth quarter, that's finishing, right? I mean, that's getting it done. When you guys are doing that, I mean, what are the conversations in the huddle like when we're going to finish this thing, or we're going to beat Ashland for the first time. We're going to get it done. We're going to be the first ones ever to do this. What are those conversations like, man?
I mean, when you come off a drive, come off a score, and you walk over to the benches, and you can just see the aroma coming off their faces like, dude, we got this in the bag. And you can go back out there after the defense flips the ball to us and just run it down their throats. I mean, there's nothing better than that.
That's we call that imposing your will, man. Jim Bowman taught me that one, boy. I'll tell you what, it's those are really, really fun things, man. I kind of felt like I heard the Jim Tressel coming at you because we used, and tell me if you do this. As an offense, our goal is to score 24 points. We expect to score 24 points because we know that our defense is going to hold them to 20 points or less, right?
Yep.
We have all of our different things, checkpoints that we hit. So those were kind of the messages, right?
Yep.
And then defense just came out, got it done. But when you look at these guys to be able to line up and consecutive run, get it done. Little Dave, I know you rocked Little Dave in there, and That's Smash Mouth football, man. That's finishing and imposing your will, right?
Yep. Dave iced it for us. Took them.
Love it.
We had a third down play where they have a chance to, if we stop, we got a punt and give them another shot at it, and you never know what can happen from there. And the offensive line gave me that look in the timeout that we had, and the running back came to me and said, "Coach, I'm getting the first down." I said, "Okay, let's go," and ran a power play and got it.
Tell you what. I'm getting excited over here now, man. We're gonna get deep into this thing here, but let's talk about some good sponsors here and partners here with Walsh Cavaliers Athletics, BSN Sports, Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospital, and the Sam Center. Serving area military, giving back over 13,000 pounds of food every first and third Friday of the month to veteran families in need. Kind to all. You guys had to salute to service for the game against Ashland.
Senior Day,
Veterans Day, all that have served. I know that's a big thing for us, man. Because that's kind of the mantra we want to take out onto the field. That's kind of how you run your team and what you've been schooled under. It's a discipline-like thing. It's a military-like thing. We expect to hit certain things, these numbers, and you know what? When it comes time to execute, right? And you got to look at those offensive linemen and say, okay, listen, what do you guys want to run? Do you want it? Who wants to pull? Left guard, right guard? Who wants to get it done? You can see that look in their eyes.
Yep.
He said the aroma was coming off of their faces on the sideline. When you look in those guys' eyes like that, I know that's got to be a special feeling for you, man.
Yeah, it is. And, our offensive line, I challenged them about 3 weeks ago with, if we're going to be a different team than what Walsh has been before, we need the offense and defensive lines to do that. They need to take the leadership and get that done. And I really feel like, when you look at our offensive line, we're not as big as most people, but we play hard. Defensive line, we're not as big as most people, but they play hard. And they go after it, and they set a tone, and they do the things that we need them to do to be successful around them. And that's one of the probably one of my bigger highlights as a coach, to see those guys respond to the challenge and go up and get it done.
I already know, man. The school of Dave, the school of power, the school how we do it, man. I mean, it's a mentality. It really is. Not all people are cut out for it, man. Those spread offense guys, I'll tell you what, when you're keeping it between the tackles, you're getting into the deal. You're trying to figure out, okay, where are we going to work this combination and get movement at the point of attack, right? Let's get everybody blocked. Maybe there's a cutback lane, and you just see something so beautiful, nice. When you guys went back and watched the game film, knowing that this is the first time you beat the Ashland Eagles, and you see that finish of 14 points in the fourth quarter. I mean, that had been fun game film to watch, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when one of our main focuses on the O-line and just tight ends in general is after every run play, making sure you're finishing on their side of the ball. And almost every single run play, even passing plays, we were finishing on their side of the football.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things that we chart offensively is knockdowns, and we set our highest mark against Ashland on knockdowns. And that tells you, the teams we've beaten, we've had a high number of knockdowns from wide receiver, running back, tight end, offensive line, and every once in a while, a quarterback will get one snuck in there every once in a while too.
You already got me excited about what we were talking about earlier. Finishing, running between the tackles. Now you're telling me you got receivers out there blocking, you got quarterbacks blocking. That's unselfish football, right?
Yep.
It's for the betterment of the team, and it's just get it done, find a way to win. Break down the quarterback play for me, Coach Fank. I know you've worked through some different things this year. As you said, you're a 500 ball club, and you guys are playing some great football, right? You're gonna have another test going up here to Midland, which that's a place you haven't won before. How great would that be to do that after just doing this? But just talk to me about quarterback play and how the mesh between the receivers. You talked about Garrett Waite. I mean, he got banged up last year, but God, what a weapon he is.
Yep.
How's that mesh coming? How's that vibe and connection going between the skill guys and your quarterback?
The TC has done a great job of fitting in what he does well, and he, when you look at him just out by himself, he's not the greatest athlete out there. He's not the strongest thrower. He's not the, all these different things.
He doesn't look like a quarterback.
No, not always. He looks a little bit like me, which is scary for him in the future. But
fullback playing quarterback. Love it.
He's a tough gamer. He has the confidence that proceeds and filters to those other guys as well. And he also will talk to those guys, calmly and matter-of-factly with the receivers, Garrett and Trey, and got their confidence in him as well. And the offensive line wants to block for him. Not that anybody else has not, but he just seems to have taken that role and run with it. And it's really been a positive. And we've been able to move Dallas to a receiver, which gives us another dynamic on offense. Those things are really good. But, Garrett Waite is banged up again this year, but you don't see it as much because he's got an AC joint sprain. He's got this, he's got that. He's got a thigh bruise. He's battling through. He knows that he's got a limited number of games left, and he is battling his butt off to make sure he is as good as he can be for all of them.
Doesn't that make you smile inside, man?
Oh, yes, it does.
Knowing we've only got a certain amount of reps left, and then the pads are going to be hung up. Yourself, Steve, Coach Fank, myself, we're one percenters. We're guys that after high school football was over, we had the opportunity to get more reps playing college football, and that's not guaranteed to everybody. Just like after college football, it's not guaranteed to anybody what may happen after that. So to see somebody fighting through injury like that, he's probably that guy that's like pulling on the back and she's like, Coach, let me do that punt return. Put me in here. If you need me here, right? Mm-hmm. When you line up with a guy like that, you're working with these guys, and Trey, what a phenomenal athlete. The different way. Put Dallas out there, like Coach said. What's it like for you, kind of molding and working alongside these guys? You're navigating routes, the traffic patterns, right? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know anything about running routes, but working alongside those guys in the pattern. Pretty special.
Right. Those guys have taught me so much. In high school, I played a tight end, O-line role still. I mainly blocking. But when I came to college, got to that tight end role, man, learning what they do in their routes and how they stem their routes and how they set up their routes, man, it's been a giant help to me. And honestly, just watching them do their routes and me trying to replicate it and just learn from their film, it's been phenomenal help for me.
What did you guys run in Tusky Valley where you went to high school at?
Power wing tee. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's a lifestyle like we talked about, man. And it's not the easiest. It's not the prettiest. But, when it comes, we know those moments in the game where it's like, hey, listen, let's finish this thing. It's on you guys to get it done up front. But then on the flip side, man, you got guys over on the defense side of the ball. You talked about the big play Rocco made. Cam, just one of maybe the best athlete on the team. Freakish athlete, right? What he can do. Those guys working alongside each other, and we had Nate Watkins out here when I was sweating a lot profusely out here. How have your linebackers kind of all meshed? Because to me, when I see Rocco and Cam playing next to each other, it's a great combination.
Yeah, those two are very solid, and really, they're the mental side of our defense as well. They know what's coming. And matter of fact, we take a timeout on the fourth down play because we saw what they lined up in. Cam Hollabaugh comes over to me and is like, Coach, I know what they're doing. They're going to run the number 2 receiver into this deal. I think I can play it. And he goes, I may leave my spot, but I know if I see what they're doing, I'm going to run with it and make it go. And they ran the exact same thing.
Man. Cam's had a lot of reps, man. He's seen a lot of stuff.
Yep, and he made them throw over top of him.
Nice.
And it was huge, and Rocco's the same way. They know the game so well.
Gamers, man.
That filters to our other guys as well, because Marvin Conkle and Robbie Page in the secondary are pretty solid as well, and kind of get us rolling that way. And the guys up front have really been good as well. But they know where people are supposed to be, and they help coach them on the field as well.
Yeah, it's been cool also, as I talked about, the growth of Rocco and Cam's played a lot of football for you. But to see Melvin and Paige, man, those guys have been playing 3 years of just action for you, building since freshman year to this moment where you're the leaders in the secondary. You're the guys holding it down back there. You are the last line of defense, and that can be a scary thing.
Yep.
It's like the tackle out on the edge, one-on-one, the island. But Robbie brings that physical style of play. I feel like from what I originally saw from Melvin, it was just, the technique was there, the finesse was there, and he could go up and he could snag things. He has great wheels. They just mesh really well off of each other too, right?
Yep. Marv does a great job, and he's a guy that really sets the tone on the power run to the boundary. He has gone up and set that more times.
He's a tough guy now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a good tough guy, too.
Marv, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to slight you, man. When you're filling the box like that, that's...
And then, Ty Miller had a huge game.
Yeah.
Huge game. They kept going after him. They had a 6'3" receiver versus Ty, who's probably, I'm stretching him, 5'9", and he played his butt off.
What a great career he had at Lake, man.
Yeah, Juwan Jackson had a good game as well playing. Those guys really did a good job against their passing attack.
Yeah, when you start to think about what you're going to see coming up here on November 16th, you guys got to take the road trip up to Midland, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long of a road trip are we talking? Where's Midland at in the state?
Midland is about in the center, up above Saginaw.
Okay.
Kind of where they say the thumb of Michigan. It's kind of straight across from the thumb.
So you maybe have Ann Arbor down here. You're going above Ypsilanti.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it's about a 5.5-hour bus trip. They have a good offense. They run 2 quarterbacks and do a nice job with their running game and passing game, and they're pretty physical up front. I think their strength is their defense.
Last year?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as much as they're doing it this year. They have a redshirt freshman and a senior that are playing at quarterback, and they kind of alternate by series a little bit, but it's sometimes by situation as well.
A nice little running back too. Wasn't he leading the Great Midwest at the time? I think he was averaging over 100 yards a game.
He's in the top 3. I know that.
Yeah. So, for you, Steve, when you get a chance to go against these guys every day in practice, you're working, just talk about a full unit, right? The defensive line, working with the offensive line. You guys are banging in. You guys doing what? Inside run drill? You guys heavy, hard practices Tuesday and Wednesday?
We've been lightening up a little bit on Tuesday and going a little harder on Wednesday, and then lightening it back up on Thursday. So
you do an inside run on Tuesdays and Wednesdays?
Wednesdays for sure. We do a team run on Tuesday.
Okay. You doing a little 1-0, 1D at the end of practice? Mm-hmm. Get a couple periods in.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. When you're working against those guys every day, it's that iron sharpens iron, right? Swords, right?
Yeah.
You're working against Nate Watkins. He's trying to keep you from getting off the ball. Like Nate's putting his hand down in the dirt a lot. He's doing more stand-up for you, Watkins.
Yep.
Great player. You're working against some really good
Chris
defensive
Jones,
linemen.
who's going to be on here in a second. He's a high motor kid
these
too.
are some really good linebackers for you to work against every day in practice. So when you start to think about what you guys are able to get done here this week, we're sitting here Wednesday, the confidence level, getting ready to go up and try and do something just like you did last week, something that hasn't been done here before. And that's good stuff for the Walsh Cavaliers, man.
It really is. I mean, when we're talking about Nate, Chris, and all them, those are kind of the guys that set you up for the Saturday game.
Right.
With that team run, it's one-on-ones. I mean, this team we're going against, their front 7.
You guys are pushing yourselves every day.
Right. This front 7, I mean, they're physical. They're gonna put you. They're gonna extend you, strike shed you. Nate and them, they get you ready. I mean,
nice.
Get you ready for Saturday.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm wishing you nothing but the best, getting up there and shake the bus legs up. When will you guys take off, Hank?
We'll take off Friday afternoon.
Okay.
Go up and have a dinner, then get to the hotel and do meetings and all those things, and get up and eat breakfast, and let's roll.
Well, I know I'm sure there's one guy that'll be chirping in here. Man, we want to give him a special shout out, our boy Donnie Hertler Jr., man. Just had himself a stress test yesterday. I'll tell you what, he's so happy about Canot Valley.
Yep.
He's over the moon.
Headed to the 3rd round of the playoffs, I believe.
Talking about a tough-ass quarterback down there that he started grooming when he was a freshman, and kids making plays, very talented player. Getting inducted to the Stark County High School Football Hall of Fame. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, those that would like to go to that event, it's not going to be in the middle of July anymore. It's going to be December 4th. They're going to have that over at the Hall of Fame, at the Pro Football Hall of Fame Museum. That is the day before the state championship football games start. The OHSAA state championship football games. First game Thursday, standalone. 3 on Friday, 3 on Saturday. That's a great time of year, too.
Yep.
Great facility, great venue to have it at. Man, how nice were those games last year, I'm sure. Boy, Robbie Page probably couldn't stop talking about it. But how Maslin came out on Thursday night. Hopefully we're going to have a couple of our local teams still getting down. They're really happy for you guys, man. Great to see what happened last week. But I already know the type of guy you are, man. The type of people we worked and trained under. Turn the page, celebrated there, and now it's on to new business. Going up to Midland, doing that same thing.
One of the things as you're talking about there, I was thinking we made a splash in the area for sure, but it made a splash in the GMAC and all that, and we finally beat a team that we know that we can play and do that. And it was kind of cool for me personally just to sit back after the game, and I get a text from Coach Hertler. I get a text from Coach Tress that they're paying attention to those things awesome. as well, and that's generation and those things falling down and trickling down through those guys as well.
Those guys are sitting there with smiles just as big as yours, thinking, you know what? They molded you, they coached you, they trained you in this game of coaching and helping you on your path and journey. And for them to see you do that, I know the smile was there. I'll tell you what was the message? Let's say when you guys are coming out of the tunnel, 5 minutes about before you get ready, kick off against Ashland. What was that message? Because maybe a little bit of a different message than some messages, right?
Yep.
And then what is the message now on Saturday at about, let's call it 12:55?
Yep. So the message I felt like we played really pretty good against Findlay, who is, one of the top teams in our conference. And we were there. We had some things. They ran really two trick plays at the end of the game and got up 14 on us. And we came back and battled. So I felt like coming out of the Findlay game, we needed to capitalize on what we did well, fix some things we didn't. But the pregame message was, we have shown we can play with the top teams in our conference. Now we have to go beat somebody. And today's our opportunity. And let's go beat them. Once we did that, now we can't get big heads and feel like, hey, we've accomplished anything, even though we've had a lot of people reaching out to us and saying, hey, you guys were great, da-da-da. Hey, we got to go up, and now this is the first team to win 5 games in the NCAA Division II era. If we go win Saturday, it'll be the first time we've had a winning record since 2011 when Jim Dennison was head coach. So that's a big thing for us. I know that our seniors.
That's a special guy to you too as well.
Yes.
I'm sure you got a text message from him.
Yeah. No, Coach Dennison's not a text guy.
Hey, okay.
But he has reached out and called and all those things. But those guys, our seniors know they want to be special and they want to go out, unlike any other team that has gone out before them, and do those things. And that's what the challenge is, and that's what we're going after. And, Coach Dennison used to say, a team that's 500 is playing for their winning lives. This weekend, we're playing for our winning lives.
Man, did you just take all that in?
Oh, it's
exciting.
Got it. It really is exciting.
You got that process in there and just ready, just sitting there at any given moment. And what Coach just said there, that's real talk.
It really is.
It's real talk, man. And, when we think about, the ways that people can see you guys, athletics.walsh.edu, they put great stuff out there. You guys are streamed live on a Great Midwest Digital Network through the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. You can get your mobile app down there over at Google Play, Apple Store, the Walsh Athletics mobile app. So many different ways to be able to see you guys do new, rare, these are things that go down in history, right?
It really is.
What Coach just said there?
It's going to be
6-4.
Yeah.
Over 500. Playing for your winning lives. When you and your boys are talking, when coaches aren't around, you guys are just in the locker room. I remember those whole talks. I miss some of those talks. What do you guys saying to each other, man? Like, you know what? We got the confidence. Let's do this. Like, there's just a belief in each other.
Yeah, I mean, we as a tight end group, Coach Huff wasn't in there. I mean, it's all about leaving your legacy. I mean, when you come back here in 10, 20 years, we're going to be that team that flipped the program around and got it going on the winning direction.
Oh, yeah. Come back to Larry Stout Field. Coach, you're gonna, you won't quite be in the walker yet, man. Was it?
Not quite. Hopefully not.
You'll still be on those sidelines. I know you will, doing something, man. I'll tell you what, nothing but the best of health, safe travels. Go up there, get it done in Midland, go 6-4. I want nothing more than to see you guys get this thing done, man. Special times. Great job on the victory Saturday, but last Saturday, I know it's on to new business, man. So, Great Midwest Digital Network, athletics.walsh.edu. You can stream them live as they take on Northwood this Saturday at 1 o'clock. All right, when we come back, when we get a chance to talk to a linebacker,
Chris Jones,
and a punter.
Garrett Kashner.
You did this to me.
Yep, I needed to.
A linebacker and a punter. My word.
Most important play.
At least you could have given me the tight end and a linebacker, and I could talk about, hey, how's some of those 2-a-day practices? You guys just beating the crap out of each other. You just go off each other. I can't say that to the punter, can I?
No. Although our kickers and punters are involved in practice more than anybody else, I'll say that. I know our guys can come out and help us.
And I will salute to this as I've covered games and I've been around Garrett. Garrett is one hell of a punter. And you know what? I guess our boy Jim Tressel told us, is that the most important play in the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, got to have a great punter. Steve, get it done. Coach Fank, appreciate you as always, my man. Here at the Winking Lizard, Wednesdays at the Wink. TJ Downing with the SMG Network, rocking with Walsh Cavaliers here at the Washington Square Winking Lizard. We'll be back with more after this. Hang on. Washington Square Winking Lizard, right across the street from campus. Remember, anything Walsh athletics events you're at, whether you're over there Alumni Arena, down there at Larry Stout Field, watching these guys beat up on Ashland Eagles this past Saturday, 24-10, first time school history. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about what Coach Fank and Steve told me. You're going to do the same thing this Saturday, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you guys go to Midland, Michigan, do something first time ever in school history, right?
That's right.
We're going to get a chance to talk about all of that, but make sure you go and download the Walsh Athletics mobile app by going to Google Play, Apple Store, go to athletics.walsh.edu. Great stories on these guys. You can stream them live on a Great Midwest digital network. Follow along with these guys. Get tickets, stats, scores, whatever it is. Stay up to date with all of your Walsh Cavaliers with the mobile app. When you're getting out of those events, Larry Stout Field, come over here, Alumni Arena. Basketball's going to be starting up soon. Shout out to our guy, Jeff Tyler, the natural. He's going to be calling some games over there. See JY and the boys trying to get it done. But when you get a chance, pop over here to the Winking Lizard at Washington Square. Right now, they got a couple different things going on here. November 11th to January 5th, they've got the beer cheese bread, Mac Daddy smash burgers, Baja shrimp tacos, Joe's All-American chili, some pot roast sandwiches, classic Cubans, different drink specials that they have going on. So make sure you come out here and patronize them. Jess, great girl behind the bar. Denise, GM, always taking care of us here. And my girl Greenie and Christina, always hooking it up. Got to give a shout out to my boy Gramlich, who was on here talking about some referees a few weeks ago. But all right, man. You ready? Did I get all that out? I'm trying to give you guys the hype here and just kind of build this thing up here, man. 24-10, beating the Ashland Eagles, first time in school history. Pretty cool, man. What was the vibe like when you guys got back in the locker room after you just did something first time in Walsh history?
Oh, it was something like I've never felt before.
Were you guys pumping any music? What was going on? Yeah? What were you guys jamming? What was going on?
A song called Get Back by YTB Fat.
Okay. All right. We're going to get it on here. I'm going to check that out. But just the excitement, you know. But then knowing, I was talking to Fank and Steve's like, you got to reel it back in because you're getting ready to hit the road, right? But you celebrating something that is a rare achievement, first time ever been done. Got to break this thing down, man. You linebackers, man. Your boy Rocco came up with a big play. You linebackers, along with that defensive line, Nate Watkins had him on here earlier this year. Those guys hold dudes up. Great opportunities for you to make plays. Yeah. You know, you have a steady, stout linebacking crew, man.
Mm-hmm.
How is it feeling playing alongside Cam Holbaugh and Rocco? I mean, these dudes been doing it a long time, man, but you're trying to cut your own teeth too, right?
Yes, sir. Honestly, it's great to have a good help inside, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm outside, so anything that comes outside, I got it. But
it's Cam making all the calls. It's Cam setting the whole defense.
Cam and Rocco, like they watch so much film, so they're on the field calling out plays.
Yeah.
Helping out the whole defense here. So it's just great to have a good field general on the field.
Coach,
helping us all out.
Coach Fank was telling me about it was a fourth down play. Cam saw something. Timeout, comes over to Coach Fank. He said, listen, man, I've seen this before. I know what these guys are going to do. Let's do it. Coach on the field.
Yeah.
You can't beat that, right? Playing alongside a guy like that, put you in the right position to make plays. And I don't even know what I'm going to say to you, my man. I mean, you're a great punter, but we don't want you to have to come out.
I mean, it's always a bad thing for me to go out.
We want to end every possession with a kick, but typically not a punt. You know, let's put points on the board. For you to see the offense have success, and you know, I was talking to Coach Fank when I played for his old ball coach from college, Jim Trussell. We had these goals, right? You guys have different goals and bullet points to try and hit. If we can score 24 points on offense, the defense is going to hold them to 20 points or less. We're going to win the game. That's our key, right? Mm-hmm. And to see your guys have success in the fourth quarter, not having to come out and punt as your line is just road grading, run the ball, imposing your will. That's got to be pretty cool for you too, man. You're kind of just sitting here, I want to play, but I don't want to play because I like what I'm seeing out here, right?
Yeah, I always tell TC Molk, our quarterback, I always tell him, let me use my hands because I hold for the field goals. So it's always a good thing when I don't have to use the leg.
You know, Chris, when you start to think about the physical type of football, that you have to play. You know you're going up against a really good Ashland team, and when you guys are getting ready to hit the field, you know. You guys want defense first? Did they get the ball first to start the game?
No, we took the ball first.
You guys did the ball first, right?
Yeah.
So you get to, you get a little delay in the action, let the game kind of crack in a little bit. But I asked Nate this, and I asked Cam. Cam's always too serious, but Nate started kind of giving me the Maslin. He gave me the Maslin response to this. It's like, right as you guys are huddled up, ready to go out there for the first offensive series of the game, what's being said in that huddle?
It's
the
on
attitude, the mindset, the look in guys' eyes. That's the special part of football, right?
Yes, sir. Everybody just walking around talking about this. It's on us because past couple games, offense been going down, scoring.
Yeah.
But
But it's really it becomes up to you guys, man. I mean, you got guys playing behind you. Robbie Page, speaking of Maslin, right? I mean, this dude's been playing for a long time, 3 years. In the way Coach and I were talking about how him and Marv have kind of worked off each other. Jackson's been making plays. He came in as a freshman, snagging a pick six, in a game. And, to have those guys behind you, the guys in front of you are going to allow you to make some plays. But as Cam mentioned, calls timeout, coach, and they sail that ball on that third down or fourth down play. You know what? That's heady stuff. You guys got a pretty strong secondary right behind you, don't you?
Definitely.
Yeah. It's got to be nice. Coach was saying Marv likes to come up and play that. He likes to come up and play that power run game. He likes to thump.
Yeah.
You guys got anything that you guys talk about like in practice? You guys ever make any bets with each other? You guys have any like a hit of the week or just like, listen, I'm going to be the one when we go back and watch this game tape. You'll be like, whoa. Did you see me just lay that dude? Bring the heat. You guys have anything like that?
On Sundays in our team meetings after the game, we heard this thing called the Big Lick. That's the quickest hit of the game. Coach Fank passed out this big sucker.
Do punters get in on that?
Not quite. Not quite. I think we need to institute that.
Maybe your long snapper. He can get down there first. You get your long snapper get one, man. Garrett, you've been doing it for a long time too, man. And you've gotten accolades throughout the Great Midwest, and you've seen a lot of football, man. For you to see something like that this past Saturday, from all the different things you've been through, from the two-a-days, the spring balls, getting on a bus to play a home game, right? It's like you see what's been developed over here. You see what you guys did last Saturday. I mean, you got to think that this is the driving force into the future to turn Walsh football into what I know you want Walsh football to be, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a blessing. I mean, going through the offseason, the lifts, the spring ball, the two-a-days, the camp.
Dog days.
It's all a grind. And just to see it all pay off finally in season is just so rewarding. I know when we played Thomas More and we fell short, I brought the team together and I just asked them to think about those grindy days and how important it is to put those days and say, hey, this is the time for us to have fun and move together and win some ball games. And it's been just awesome to see it all come together.
I'm starting to sweat a little bit. I told Coach Fank I wouldn't sweat today, but I start thinking about those dog days, right? Those 6 a.m. workouts when nobody's out, nobody's watching, nothing's getting recorded, and it's not a live game. The stuff that goes on behind the scenes. It's a lot, man. I've been through it. Coach Fank been through it. You guys have gone through it. And that's really kind of what makes it all worth it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Absolutely.
to know the amount of work, the blood, sweat, and tears, so to say, that you're a fourth-year guy, fifth-year guy?
Fourth-year guy.
Fourth-year guy? Been around here a long time, man. You've cut a lot of grass on this campus, haven't you?
I have.
Man,
I have.
When I come through here, man, I'm going up to Glen Oak, I'm going to Bell Stores. Make sure you stop by Bell Stores, Huntington Bank, BSN Sports. Don't want to forget these guys, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospitals, and the Sam Center. Check out all of our great partners here, and obviously the Winking Lizard here, Wednesdays at the Wink. Rocking here with Chris Jones, Garrett Kashner, punter, outside linebacker, getting it done this past Saturday. Anytime, will you be doing it? When do you graduate?
I'll graduate spring of 25. So it's coming up quickly.
So, for all, are you single? You got a girlfriend?
I do have a girlfriend.
Okay, sorry. All the ladies. I was just going to say, okay, all the people that are driving down, coming towards campus here in the spring, when you see Garrett on the mower, cutting that lawn, keeping campus beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You did that, man. I'll tell you what.
I do.
Coach Fank and I sat up there in the press box. William and Kathleen Brock, the press box. Sweating. It was hot. It was summer. And we sat there and we watched you do your lines through cutting that grass. And I'm an OCD guy, man. I'm an offensive lineman, so everything's got to be perfect.
You look pretty good, huh?
And Coach Fank and I sat there, and we watched you cut those lines up and down. I had no idea it was you. He goes, you know that's my punter, right? I'm like, that's Garrett? That's Garrett? Yeah, that's Garrett. I'm like, God, that's great. You got your punter on the track. You're keeping campus beautiful, man. So we do have a beautiful campus here. And, you know, when you guys start to think, yes, it's great. What happened last Saturday, reel it back in. Get ready for a business trip up to Midland, Michigan, a 5-hour trip. The legacy that you guys want to leave, you know, what you know as building a campus, building a program, doing things that are burst of its kind. You've built the foundation for it. How do you reel that back in and say, listen, man, we got a long, long bus trip. We've never beaten these guys up here. We're beating these guys up there.
Right.
Think about that feeling in the locker room. Coach says 6-4. You just beat Ashland for the first time in school history, and you just beat Northwood on the road, first time in school history, and that's how you finish out the regular season. Tell me about that. What would that mean to you?
There's no other way that I think we should go out. It's a blessing that we've gotten to this spot so far, and I know after we won on Saturday, someone's like, cancel Sunday practice, and everyone's like, no, it's time to go back to work.
You didn't cancel Sunday practice, did you?
Not at all.
I know. Yeah, I know.
So it was time to reel it back in. We have another business trip to get it done.
Yeah, man. That's going to be fun. What you've seen and what I've seen from Northwood, right? Run a 2-quarterback system. Got a really nice running back. I haven't had a chance to see their offensive line. Tell me what you've seen on film of those 5 guys up front that you're going to have to deal with, and those 2 quarterbacks that play well off each other. What are your keys? What does Chris Jones got to get done on Saturday at 1 o'clock to bring the dub back?
I just got to bring chaos to the backfield. That's really it.
Backfield.
Put pressure on the quarterback. Get back there. Their outline's pretty big.
You got some big boys up there?
Definitely got some big
Okay.
boys.
A lot of them are returning guys from last year.
So they're experienced. They know the ins and outs of their offense. I just got to go cause havoc.
I know that I believe the same running back has come back from last year. He's like a top 3 running back, I think, in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. When your mindset when you're going out there, and again, I asked Nate this, but yeah, I was used to Nate when he was a Massillon. He was playing a lot more stand-up. Now he's got his hand in the dirt, which, you know, there's a little transition with that, man. It's not the easiest, but, you know, is it a stop the run first mentality, or is it not get beat by a big play mentality, like as a defensive guy? Because I didn't play defense. I just wanted to attack you guys from the guard spot. What is your mindset? Is it don't give up the big play, or we got to come through and we got to make sure that we stop the run first and we lay that boom?
Our defensive mindset is you're not going to run the ball. Like, from the start to the finish, you're not going to run the ball. So we're going to stop that, and then the offense has to find a way to win outside of that.
Score 24 points. I know that the Walsh Cavaliers, that offense, your boy. Yeah, how long you know Steven? How long you know Steve?
I've known Steve since I got here.
Yeah. When he caught that 3rd down catch, 3rd and long, snags a 10-yarder. You were happy for him, weren't you?
Oh, I couldn't be happier for him.
You didn't have to go on punt.
No, it was fantastic. I was getting warmed up on the sideline, and to see that is no better feeling.
Yeah, that's a great feeling, man, just to see your guys have success. You want to execute. When you're out there, listen, again, we want to try and end every offensive series with a kick, whether it's a punt, extra point, field goal, right? We want the big boy first, but if we got a punt, and, you know, Coach Fank and I came from the mentorship and coaching of Jim Trestle, who used to say the punt is the most important play in football. He may be right. I didn't always agree with him. Sorry, Coach. But knowing how much of a weapon that you can be with these guys on defense, pin somebody inside the 10-yard line, get you a helmet sticker, right? Down one inside the 10, and just kind of changing field position. You don't play as many plays inside of a football game as maybe a lineman does or a linebacker does, but your role is so vital because you got one opportunity. Your long snapper has to get it in the window. how many people really know how crucial it is to have a great long snapper? Talk about your dude.
Ooh, Nate Boozer. Shout out Nate Boozer.
Hey, Boozer.
He's a great long snapper.
Does he put it in the window every time?
He tries to. He tries to.
Nate,
he does a really good job at doing it.
Saturday in Midland, everyone in the window.
But Boozer's worked his tail off this year, coming in as a freshman last year and kind of being, I don't know how to put this, like not really knowing much about long snapping and sitting by Cam Miser, who is my long snapper. The past couple of years, Boozer's worked his tail off and became a really good long snapper.
Cam was pretty solid.
He was
very reliable for you,
right?
He
was.
Hoban guy? Cam was a Hoban guy, right?
Hoban guy, yep.
Yep, nice.
Yep.
My man from Cheney. We got the Newark guy over here. Well, I'll tell you what. It's such an overlooked thing. I mean, a long snapper, you don't talk about them until they screw up.
Right.
You know, my long snapper was from Indian Valley down in Janaden. Shout out to Drew Norman. We love our long snappers. You got to get it done, but you know what? I've really enjoyed watching your career, man. You know,
thank you. Thank you very much.
You're a hell of a punter, man. I love my punters. I've always backed up my punters. And, you know, for you guys this Saturday, you know, 1 o'clock, the opportunity at hand to do what we talked about right here. 6-4, do things last 2 weeks of regular season. Never been done here before. And when you guys, you're on the bus trip up about 5 hours, right? You're gonna get a little music going, maybe go over some last minute notes, some different adjustments, maybe a fake punt. You'll get a fake punt. Coach got 8 fake punts in there.
Oh, you bet he does.
You watched Steelers game the other day?
I did.
Oh my, did you see?
How about that?
Oh my, what a great fake punt! You got to catch the ball.
You gotta love to see stuff like that. Just want to see it executed, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, you always want to.
Special teams is fun.
It is, man. It is. And are you on any special units?
I'm on punt. I start on punt. Yeah.
Okay. So right side, how far down from the long snapper?
I'm the first one on the right side of the long snapper. First one.
Man, big job. So you think about the lanes and all that stuff. Special teams, how overlooked it is, man. It's gonna be a crucial part of your guys' game on Saturday when you get up there in Midland to take on Northwood. Tell you what, again, talk about our guy Tress here. Fank and I spend a lot of time with him. When you're on the road, here's the deal: got to do the 24 points offense, hold them under 20. What do we say, Fank? We go superior special units. Relentless defense. Mistake-free, opportunistic offense. You take that on the road, you get it done. Win a turnover battle, get it done. You know, and I'll be pulling for you guys, man. Tell you what, it's gonna be really fun for you guys. I know you guys will be prepared. You guys will be ready. Chris Jones, Garrett Kashner, getting it done for the Walsh Cavaliers. Make sure you support them, right? So I want you streaming the Great Midwest Digital Network. All you got to do is go to athletics.walsh.edu. Check it out. Kickoff at 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock.
Let's go. All right. BSN Sports, Huntington Bank, Bell Stores, Cleveland Clinic, Mercy Hospitals, and the Sam Center giving back 13,000 pounds of food to veteran families in need every first and third Friday of the month. Check out their new facility up in Canal Fulton, also out in Massillon. Salute to service, man. You guys got any family members that served?
My grandfather did.
Shout out granddad.
Yeah, my grandfather as well.
My grandfathers both did too. You know, we had Veterans Day. You guys had the salute to service over here at Larry Stout Field for the Ashland game that finished 24-10. Getting it done. Cavaliers beating the Eagles. So always a salute to all of our veterans. Whenever you can get behind the Sam Center, make sure you do so. And always, again, take care of our veterans. Happy Veterans Day, everyone. Make sure you go to Google Play and Apple Store and download the Walsh Athletics mobile app. Come out here to the Winking Lizard at Washington Square. Whenever you're out here, whether you're leaving Alumni Arena, when you guys go to the basketball games.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see President Collins crowd surfing? I think it was at the volleyball game last year.
That was last year.
That was wild. Is he the coolest dude ever?
Definitely. He's just always lit. Oh my goodness. He's just always lit. Energizer Bunny. That's what he is.
President Collins, you are lit. One of the greatest presidents that you could possibly have around, getting it done for the Walsh Cavaliers, Walsh University, Girl Greeny, Christina Payon, Graham, like all the administrators in the athletic office, getting it done for their student athletes. Coach Fank and his staff getting it done for you guys as you prepare to go take on Northwood this Saturday at 1 o'clock. Check them out, athletics.walsh.edu. Stream it. I'll tell you, we'll do this one for President Collins as we always end it. First of all, best of luck,
yes, sir.
health,
Thank you.
we'll get a W, as always.
Swords up.
Swords up. Thanks, guys.